Hey guys, welcome to the third and final part of my graffiti tutorial. Now in this episode we're going to be talking about adding a fill. Now a fill is just the way that we're going to decide to color in our letters. As you can see, I went ahead and drew up a couple letters just so that I didn't have to waste time doing that. So the first fill that I'm going to show you guys is known as a fade. Now the way we do this is we're going to pick two different colors. So what should we go with? How about we go with this purple and this pink? Yeah, I know, they're pretty girly colors, but that's just what we're going to use. These colors will kind of blend together easily because they're both, purple's not too far off from pink. So let's just start by doing this. Let's do the bottom half with this purple color. So we're just going to do this. Now keep in mind these aren't the best markers. They do have some better ones, but these will be fine for what we're doing here. Now when we're doing this fill, we're gonna draw to a certain line. So let's go about this high, okay? That's what we're gonna do. All right. Now that we have the bottom half covered, we're going to do the top half. Alright, now as you can see we have our purple on the bottom and our pink on the top, but they're not really fading as you can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back with this purple and we're just going to lightly try and fade them together. So the way I'm going to do that, as I said, these aren't really the best for blending, these markers, but we're just going to, kind of lightly just come over top of this pink. Now as you can see, this is far from perfect, but you get the idea. You pick one color for the bottom and one color for the top and you try and blend them together. It would be a lot easier if I had better markers or even if I had some pencil crayons. It's real easy to do with pencil crayons. So that's one way of doing it. Alright, now we're going to go on to our second fill, which I call a design fill. Now let's start with two colors again. Let's go with this blue and then let's go with, how about this green? Now, what we're gonna do is we're going to use this blue just to, actually, you know what? No, we're gonna start with this green and we're gonna color in the whole letter. Now that we have our green filled in, we're gonna go over top with this blue and create some designs. Now, I usually like to go with arrows. I know they're kind of overdone, but it's just something I like to do. So we're just gonna do this. We're gonna go down here. You know what? We're gonna cut the arrow off here and then we're gonna start it again. And we're just gonna go like this and then we're gonna go off, we're gonna follow the line over here, so we're gonna go off to that side. Now we could fill this in if we want, or we can leave it like that. It doesn't really matter. Let's try filling it in just for the heck of it. So here we go, filling it in. And there you go. Now we're gonna add one up here. And you can see I'm just kind of following the lines that are already here. Alright, so it's complete. And as you can see, it's just a real simple technique, but it works. Alright guys, I know what you're thinking, why is this C done? Well, I forgot to press record on my camera, but basically it's just a random fill. I just picked a couple different colors and, just went crazy. Alright guys, now that we've got our letters here, I'm going to show you a quick way of doing a 3D fill. Now there's so many different ways you can do it, but I'm just going to show you a quick way that I like to do it. We're going to take this gray and just fill in this 3D over here. Alright, here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take this kind of dark bluish color. I could use any color, but I want it to be one that's a little bit darker than this gray. And I'm just gonna lightly go over it like this, ever so lightly. And basically I want the darkest part to be in the middle. So, kind of like this. Alright, so as I said, it's not perfect, but you get the idea. You see how this simple technique just made it look like there's some sort of shiny thing going on in the 3D? So there you go. That's a simple lesson that you guys can do yourself. Now I'm going to show you another technique. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a dark color and basically just fill this in like so. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some other different size bars like this until it's just gonna kind of fade off. I'm gonna speed up the video so that you don't have to watch me do this forever. Alright, so that's done, and as you can see, it's just a totally different effect than the previous one that I did. Now keep in mind when you do your 3D, you want to use colors that will sort of stand out from the colors you used in the fill, because if you pick colors that are too alike, then your 3D is really not going to stand out. Now that we're done these letters, we're going to go in with a quick outline. So basically all you're going to do is go around the letter, not the 3D, just the letter. So there you go. I added the outline, and as you can see, it just added a whole lot to the letter. Remember when doing your outline to keep it somewhat thick, otherwise people won't even be able to see it. Alright, now there's one more thing I want to quickly show you guys, and this is something that's called a force field. Now, usually when you do a force field, you want to pick a really light color that makes the rest of the darker colors stand out. So I'm going to go with this really, really light pink. And all you have to do is just go around the outside of the letter with a thin, or it can be a little bit thicker, line. Alright, now I don't know if you guys can really see it on the camera, but I've added a sort of a pink outline. It's basically just a way of really making the letter pop off the page. Alright, now there's one more thing I'm going to quickly show you guys, and it's called adding highlights. Now basically what you want to do is you want to get one of these white paint markers, and you just want to go all over one side of your letter, so that if the sun were to hit your letter, wherever the sun's hitting your letter, that's where you want to add the highlights. So I'm going to show you how I do that really quickly. And there you go. As you can see, this simple white that I added to the letter just makes it really pop off the page. Alright, well that's basically the third and final episode of this graffiti tutorial. I hope that you guys have learned a lot from this, and maybe if it's something you're interested in doing yourself, you can give it a try sometime. Alright, peace out.